Hello, welcome back if you're a current subscriber, welcome if you're new. So I saw Michelle do this tag, Why Wax, on her channel. So Michelle is Memories and Melts on YouTube. She's also on Instagram. She is someone that I met on commenting on videos and Instagram. You know, Instagram was kind of newer to me. I'd never really gotten like a big hold of Instagram. Years and years ago, I just, with little kids, you don't have time for any of that. So I shot anything that I like did on a regular basis. So I really started getting into Instagram when I started getting into wax. So the tag on her channel is Why Wax. So I'll just kind of go over a little bit of my journey if you don't know. And then I'm going to tag 3 people. So why wax? So obviously we all know 2020 happened. My kids were not, super young anymore. There obviously was a lot of stress in the world, right? So I started looking more into home fragrance, and I wasn't the biggest fan of candles because I was just still worried about my youngest son and his interest in, flame and fire. He loved camping. He burned his hand leaving a poker in the fire, and then he went and grabbed it. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for him. That was a tough couple days. And I just really didn't feel comfortable if I would have had candles in the house. So then my friend or acquaintance had a Scentsy business, and I was kind of like, oh, I have warmers. Gosh, I should look into them, where I put them. So then I started digging. My daughter helped me, my younger daughter. And so I found my wedding one that I got. So it's this beautiful cream with the roses on it. I love it. And then I have this black and white one. So I was like, oh, and then I had two mini warmers. One was a floral, like bright neon, and then one was a bumblebees, bright yellow neon. And I remember I had a party when I was in college. So obviously I knew about Scentsy for the most part. And then when I found my warmers, I found old wax bars, which was hysterical because they did not smell good at all. So then I reached out to her because I saw her post on, Facebook, she's the whole world was struggling, right? We're all home. So she was basically saying, promoting her business. And I was like, okay, well, I could get behind buying some wax and helping her. So she came over and we sat outside and I went through all of her stuff. And it didn't take long for me of melting those just in the 2 warmers that I had, that I was like, okay, yeah, I do remember loving this. And once I start loving something, it can get, I love makeup. And I have a great makeup collection. I love nails. I go all in because I just feel like if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right. When I did photography for a side business, as it was like my side business on the weekends from nursing, because nursing I only worked part-time and I had 7 kids. Okay. But I always went to seminars on newborn photography, family photography, all those kind of things. And even when I was a nurse, I always went to at least 2 conferences a year just because I believe in continuing education and furthering what I know about things. So with wax, it was no different. So I started searching YouTube for Scentsy hauls because I didn't know there was such a thing as vendors. I just thought Scentsy's it. And little did I know. So I started searching and I actually saw a video that Alexis had posted, and it was, this was 2020 and it might've been a few years before that. And I think she was doing away with her club and working on her wax collection. And I don't remember exactly what year it was. And then I just kept searching, and I don't remember who else I watched because I just started getting all engrossed in Scentsy. I'm sure Lisa Roberry popped up because I think everybody, knows who she is. And then kind of seeing who commented on that, and then just watching all these different random hauls. And then I was seeing, because, YouTube's smart, they start seeing what you're looking at, and then they start throwing in other things. And then it was, let's see, who else did I see then? Lexi from Two Quick Wicks. She came up because she had Rose Girls haul. And I was like, what is this? And she had a haul, and then I saw her collection video, like, because then I started looking at her channel. I was like, there's other wax, and there's, what are these vendors? And I had gone to craft fairs a lot, like, so I know a lot of that kind of stuff. I love going to fairs, craft fairs like that. And so I started, going down that rabbit hole. And I don't remember who had the melted mousse. I think her name was Tara. I don't think she makes videos anymore, but I know she was when I started watching. And so she had the melted mousse. So those were the two vendors that I had really, like, when I was searching or, started suggested videos, those were ones that I saw. So then I went down that rabbit hole, and then I was like, what is this melted mousse? And the biggest reason that I started looking at vendor, besides like when I was watching YouTube videos, was my constant complaint. Like, so within a month of me and my friend talking, I signed up with Scentsy in August of 2020 because I wanted the discount, hey, right? And I wasn't like gonna overly push anything. I'm not that kind of person. I feel like people generally buy from you if they want to. I don't want to push anything on anybody. I really, if you can introduce them to the product and they love it, they'll come back. I just feel that's a better relationship than trying to be pushy. And that's just not generally who I am in that sense. Well, I was a nurse. You don't have to sell yourself to be a nurse. Like, I don't want to do that. And I got a little bit of trauma in the last business I had. So I really just wanted to get the discount and see what happened. And I had several parties and blah, 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 just because it was 2020 and they were all online, mind you. But I feel like my hair is choking me. So, oh my gosh, I hate sometimes when I straighten it because I don't know what the hell to do with it. Okay, let's fix this crap. Okay, so I had those online parties, and then I was just really frustrated because it was through the winter, and then spring, summer catalog came out again. Yet here's another complaint of mine. And then where did the bakery go? I was like, what happened? What do you mean these scents go away? I don't understand this stupid business. I was so mad because I'm like, why wouldn't they just keep these in and then add these other ones? I don't understand, which I still don't understand, just so you know. Because the warmers can change, but like, why do you have to take all the way of the dang scents? And she's, so she's trying to explain Scentsy Club, and I was just like, oh, I don't understand. So before, when I used to get calls, it wouldn't push through my iPhone. I don't know if it's some stinking update. Oh, sometimes I dislike technology. So I was really frustrated with the catalog, and I and then I had been seeing those hauls, and it just kind of happened. I had done some orders, and I think I had ordered that winter anyway, just because I had started like looking at Rose Girls and the Melted Mousse, Sassy Girl Aroma. Like, you start hearing people talk, and then you just keep going down the rabbit hole. I'm sure you all have been there. So I think scents in general, like I said, I had done this when my kids it was probably, my son is going to be 14. So I would probably say it was like 15 years ago I had those warmers. And maybe even longer than that warmer. It could have been at our first house we owned, which is literally, I can see it from here because I live on the hill. But I just really always liked how it made me feel, and it can, throw memories in there when you trigger memories when you melt something. And I didn't expect to, I expected to buy wax, and that would be kind of it. Then I went down this rabbit hole. And then I was seeing hauls, and I love hauls, and I love makeup hauls, and I always watch those. And Bath and Body hauls, and I watched Alexis on those too, which is just so funny that I've been watching her for years, and then we became friends. So I think that's super cool. And I have so many great friends. And so I started, everybody's hauling this wax, and I'm like, I can put a camera up and show my hands. Like, that's not scary, right? It's scary to show your face, but you can talk and you can say things, and sometimes you can say a little bit too much because you're not showing your face. So I did just hauls of, my hands in the background for quite a while, I think 6 months or something. And then I started feeling like, okay, maybe I could do a face-to-face. I used to do lives all the time for a business that I had. I didn't really generally have a problem doing it. I feel like my husband always says, you got to be a little quirky to talk to a camera and no one's there. But I did these lives almost every day. And you are interacting with people, and those were live, so you did get that more of an engagement. I felt like that, and that's why I think we've been trying to do more lives, because it just helps you connect. But I feel like I still, even though I'm recording this video and post it and you guys comment and then I'm interacting with you, like that to me is community. Sometimes in this world, we've learned since 2020, that is sometimes all you get. So I don't feel like you can't have relationships. It's just a different kind of relationship, and those relationships can develop. So honestly, I didn't start Wax with the intent of like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and then I'm going to start Instagram and I'm going to do these reels. And I literally, that wasn't even a thought in my mind. I just felt like, okay, I love home fragrance. I'm ticked that there's no bakery. All these vendors make bakery. I like just full went in like crazy lady, right? I was working, making money, as things started to open back up and all that stuff. And so I had the availability to do that. And the same thing, I think the hard lesson I learned when I did that with makeup as well is that these products do expire and you have to use them and you have to blah, blah, blah. Like, makeup, it's so tough to throw away. But, sometimes I have a lot of cream products and they start to go bad or look a little rough, and it can spar acne if you don't just get rid of it. So the same thing with wax. You got to use it up or it could lose scent. So I think I've learned a lot since so I started in 2021. Yes, because 2020, and then that winter I started my channel, I think in February 2021. I can put that information on here. It doesn't really matter. You can look in my Abouts tab and find it yourself. But so I had literally no expectation of anything about starting this. Where's my water? I saw someone drinking water the other day when they were like, didn't want to get upset. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I was never like that before losing Andrew. Like I was so, like, I never got emotional. And then you lose a child and then you're like, I don't care what people think of me. Like, I never really cared. Like, if somebody doesn't, I say that in the sense of, if somebody doesn't like you, they're not going to like you. And if they are superficial in saying that, then they choose not to get to know you. And you're not going to be friends with everyone. The world is a very big place, So, did I expect things to get here? No, I didn't. I had no idea. I had no idea that things would change so much. And that from Wax that I've gained so many great friends. Like, you have no idea. We have a group text. And let me just say, it is appropriate. It's kind. It's friends talking. It's friends laughing. It's friends sharing about life and loss and Wax and work and just everything. And it's not anything but that. It's not anything where there's any kind of not okay behavior. It's literally talking with friends, whether it's a chat or it's Messenger or Instagram, or texting. I just think if you can't say it out loud, you should probably type it. I just never expected things to be the way they were. I really had no idea. So, Michelle, thank you for doing this and putting this tag out there. I always love when people do tags because it's like, tag you're it, like the little kid running away. And obviously, Michelle and I have connected. Angie, Kentucky Wax Girl, Carson, Jason, Alexis, Natalie, another Michelle, Melissa. I mean, I could list on and on of Nisi. Like, there's so many people in my brain that Etta, like, just all of these amazing, and I can't think of it, like, now I'm going to freeze, but, and everybody that I talk to on a regular basis, and, just, you form those connections with, and, on some hard days that you reach out to them and vent to them, and you know that you can do that safely, because honestly, I put trust in people, and I feel like, you know what, if I say something, I'm not going to say something out loud if I'm ashamed of it, and if it comes back at me, it comes back at me, and then I have to, apologize for that. because we're not all perfect people. Obviously, Jesus was the only perfect person. I am not a perfect person. I will never be. And so I just want to say in closing in this, I know this is going to be long and ranty, but I want you to know, I think Michelle and the Purpose Mate, and I don't mean to speak out of turn and she can correct me, but I think the point of this is, how did you start and where did you end up in this wax? Did it lead you down a path that you didn't expect? Or maybe you did get into wax for that purpose. And whatever your journey is, it is okay. And I am excited to hear it. So I'm going to tag 3 people. Now, this is really hard for me because she tagged me, Susan Fitzpatrick, and Martha. And Martha's going to be on our live on Friday. Hopefully, I'll post this video before Friday. Friday night, we're doing a live at 7:30 Central Standard Time, but it is on my community tab. Martha, Melissa Johnson Haight, Natalie, and I. Alexis isn't joining us because she has a previous engagement for the weekend. So we have asked, and you can again comment here or Instagram and let any one of us know, Natalie or Alexis or I, if you'd like to join us on our guest nights. But anyway, so she picked those 2. This is really hard for me, and I'm going to kind of, like, I thought, who do I pick? But I'm hoping with me adding these 3 people, there are 3 people that can, again, we're starting at the top and we're working our way down, right? And I went through my list and I'm just like, okay, Natalie, tag you're it. Not with Nat and Jack. I mean, she should have knew that was coming. Alexis, tag you're it. Okay, this is way too fun. Angie from Kentucky Waxy Girl, tag you're it. If I could pick like all of you, I would. So should be able to circle through our great list and community. The whole point of this is to share. So I've seen people do this in the makeup community and other communities, do this. I think the point of it is it's fun, it's engagement, and tell your story. And mine is the long one always because I like to talk. And that's just how it goes in my world. Ask anybody. All right, with that being said, thank you so much. Please do the tag because otherwise I'll be sad that you don't want to play tag with me. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.